So guys, in the last 2 classes, only 2 people got points on this assignment. So everyone, you are commenting on the rubric. So this is my check for understanding. Like, so do you understand the project? And you're also deepening your understanding of the project. So you're understanding what we're looking for and how you're being graded. And it's like, it's so hard. Like, how do you grade art? Well, this is how we're going to grade you. So make sure that you click open with, and Miss, can you post the link?
Yeah.
Open with Google Docs. So because it's a Word file, you have to actually click open with Docs. And we're all going to comment on it together with sentence starters. So you're going to highlight and you're going to write, this means, this is important. You're going to ask questions. And Miss, I'm going to try something, like maybe we can talk through each category, but I can kind of like play a song or something.
Okay. Sounds fun. So these are sentence starters that you can use when you're commenting on that document I just posted in the chat.
So let's take one song. Oh yeah, sorry, go Miss.
Just going to show you like how you can add a comment. So if you want to add a comment in, the student has prepared a presentation in whole group and is able to explain the significant area of the box, then you can highlight this, like take your cursor and drag it all the way across, and then this little text bubble will appear on the right side. And you click add comment, and then this box appears that says comment or add others. And then you can type in, this means blank, blank, blank. This means I need meaning in my symbolic objects. And then you hit comment. If you hit enter, it just like the line goes down and it doesn't actually comment. So you need to like press the comment button. And then it adds this little light yellow highlight on it, and it adds your comment on the side.
Okay, I only see 1 people on here. So going through and we're like, this means this is important because you're asking questions.
Yeah, you can, your comment can even be a question.
So I'm going to click on it. See if you can beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, more people are on there now.
So for the presentation, it's actually going to be in small groups. Miss asked, do we have to present?
You guys can message us. It's going to be like small group presentations, and let us know like if you want to be with a friend. Because when we do this in person and I walk around the room, there are people crying and like doing so much, like opening up. So we want you to feel like you can do that, or maybe you just listen and you take a 0 for presentation. Maybe you present privately during office hours. But the experience of like explaining what your box represents, that's why like it says write a paragraph. You're basically like planning what you're gonna say. You know, like that will make you feel less shy if you think about what you're gonna say about each item. So guys, so Miss, did you show them how to comment? I don't see.
Yes.
Guys, you gotta highlight right now.
I see one person. I think they might be typing. Caesar and Remy are on here. Yeah, you're just adding comments. You can ask questions or highlight what you find is important on this rubric. This is just our way of making sure you're like reading through and understanding the entire rubric. And if you have questions, you ask them now and not later. This is an important step. So personal truth is 40 points as part of the rubric. And it talks about how you are honest with yourself while you're making this box. And that's, someone asked last class, like, how will you know if we're being honest? Oh, let's put that too. And this said, teacher power, right? Teacher superpowers. You just know.
We know if you're like taking the project seriously, if you're really opening up. We could tell.
Also, like, personal honesty is kind of for you too. Like, this project is really beneficial for you. So hopefully you find it that way. And being honest is only going to help you.
And I would say, like, Remy asked, like, is it okay if it's complex? Yeah, like, we're complicated. We got walls, like we were talking about earlier. So totally, like, that's why it was a spring break project. You know, but I think a lot of people, we were all burnt out. I had a hard time working. So don't feel bad. Just get it together. Really put your energy in this project so you have a good start to the fourth quarter. Okay, I'm not seeing many other annotations. I guess I'm just going to give Remy points, unless you guys want to tell me you need more time. Highlight and do like 3 comments. Like, I'm not seeing people highlight. I don't know why kids don't do this. You guys know I'm giving you a grade, right? Okay, D'Angeli's on there. It's like, are you guys scared you're going to mess up the rubric? There's Amanda. Okay, so photographs are good. Maybe Amanda's discovering that like 3D object. Now, Amanda, click the plus. There's Stephanie. Click the plus and then you add like a thought, like, why is this important? Or what does this mean? You can ask a question. I'm giving Amanda points, assuming she's going to add her plus.
And Stephanie has highlighted textures, patterns, and colors. So yeah, we're still using the elements of art and principles of design in this 3D box. And like, you're kind of like sculpting. You're using found objects and like sculpting them. So how are you using isolation or like converging lines or contrast to make like a focal point? And you can use like papers or words or like colors, paintings to make textures, patterns, add color. And you're working towards making it a unified work of art.
Sam asked a great question. Samaya, she said, can we put something that we lost that changed us? Yeah, totally. My identity box from high school is filled with like losing my mom and like also losing my cousin. You know, like that impacted me. And that like our losses, that's part of who we are, our stories, our lives. There's one in, I think are you going to go to the one with the RIP?
Oh, I was using the string.
Oh yeah, show the string. Strings are great. Like string, you can hang stuff because we're all woven and complicated. But there is, yeah, clingy attention. So she's using the string as part of, like she's hanging stereotypes. So the string is kind of like a ceiling of her external identity. But there is a box where, scroll up, where someone has someone that they lost, someone that passed away. Where is it? Like there's a picture of their grandma. Yeah, right there, 0709. So yeah, July 17, 2014. So you could see the person they lost. I've also seen identity box with lost boyfriends, like a big breakup, or lost friendships. You know, the person that broke your heart. That's part of who you are. And we have to face that. Thank you, Amanda. That's a great comment, Amanda, on the rubric. Assumptions can be turned into phrases that people constantly say about you and could be outside the box. Awesome, Amanda. Really great. That's a great idea. Thank you, Stephanie, for annotating the rubric. Does anyone have any questions? Have we answered all the questions there? No one has questions? Are you there, guys?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So we have an option to do like a virtual box if you don't have like a box to do or any things like to physical.
Right, like let's say you had to move all of a sudden and you've lost a lot of things and you don't look around, you don't have anything like to put. or some people are still on vacation, not vacation, but you like had to relocate. That's why we have the digital option there. Right? Does that make sense, Alvaro? But what's the argument, Miss Hibbler, for pushing through and doing the 3D one? Like, what is the benefit of a tactile object? Even Alvaro, if you only have a few things, like what is the benefit to that?
I feel like the 3D one kind of forces you to like look at the things around you a little more, not just pictures, but like objects. And like there's something about like three-dimensional art, the same thing with like painting and drawing, like why we still have traditional art in school, even when we have the ability to do digital, especially now. Like having that thing in your hand and like placing it in the box, there's just something like unexplainable about it that just like gives you a different feeling and overall effect of the box.
So you could do digital, but then like have a few 3D objects, like a smaller, you know, just as long as you're going through the exercise and you're doing this deep thinking. And sometimes like the object comes first, you know, maybe you put this certain Kanye song, the Mama song. You're not sure why you're putting it in, but you come up with the meaning later.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? I got points for Miss Alexis, Leslie, Stephanie, Amanda, Remy, annotating the rubric, and Leslie. Am I missing anyone?
Did we answer Alexis's question? Can our visual metaphors be internal and external?
Mm-hmm. I would think so. I mean, you would just have to place it, the metaphor. It depends on placement. Like, are you putting the metaphor outside of the box on purpose?
D'Angeli said, I struggle with thumbnail sketches because I change my ideas often.
I would say a thumbnail is just a beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the beginning, what we've learned this year is everything. Like kids who don't have beginnings, who don't begin, you struggle with this class. What's Remy's question, Miss?
Could empty space represent a part of you that still needs to you still need to figure out?
Yes, space is an element of art. Like empty space is extremely symbolic. But I would say, like, Remy, make sure you have like something next to that, like a busy space next to that emphasizes that space is empty. Let's say you have a hole, you know, and this is empty area. In order for us to tell that it's an empty space, an intentional empty space, an empty space on purpose, you would need to have busyness around it. Like whether it's a bunch of broken leaves or strings. Does that make sense, Remy?
Are we presenting with cameras on?
So like we did in the fall when we talked about our cityscape, you guys are presenting off of Seesaw. So you want your identity box all on Seesaw. But, you know, when we presented our heart maps, a lot of people were turning their camera on because they were having a hard time. They wanted to show things. So like either or you could do both. Does that answer your question, D'Angeli? And again, like if you don't present, you could still have everything up on Seesaw. And maybe someone talks about your project for you. Does that answer your question, D'Angeli?